Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. So today we got a special car. It is a Range Rover SVAutobiography LWB. This is the top of the line. It's got a lot of extra power. I'll put that info right at the bottom there so that you guys can see exactly how much power and torque. And actually I don't even need to, because it says it right there on the screen. It's 557 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque. Let me see if I can get that in focus. There you go. And anyway, so this car is a 4-door, and it's got all the options that you can imagine. Although the other coupe that I did was a 2-door, this is actually a 4-door. And something I noticed immediately is the dimensions of the door are, the front door is smaller, much smaller than the back door, and the back door is bigger. Kind of gives you a luxury feel. So this is how wide the back is. Let me get in there and sit and show you. So right here we have look at how much space I have. I'm a 5'8" guy, medium build, and I have this much, a full arm length worth of space at the back here. And a big driver was sitting in the front, a tall driver I should say. So it's definitely well placed for a big driver, or tall, short, whatever you are. It'll fit you comfortably and luxuriously. This has a Mercedes type of door controls for the seat. It's not on the side of the seat, it is on the door, and you know, kind of moves forward, backward, up and down. And it also has memory seats. Obviously you click it, it kind of goes to where you need it to go. Has full extensions for the foot. So when you press that button there, when you press this button, that opens and closes for you. Pretty cool. So other interesting features about this car, this whole thing here. So this whole thing here comes down, opens up for you, and it's got the fridge. It's got a fridge in there for a water cooler for wine, champagne, whatever it is that you need. And closing the door, these are just the general features I noticed immediately. Closing the door, you press this button and it pulls the door in for you. You do have to open the door yourself, but closing it is done with a button either side. These are just the controls for AC, heater, and whatever else that climate control. Something else that this car has is the lift gate at the back. So if you can see, it's you can do it separately if you want, or if you press the button to open it, it opens both. There's a setup back here for seats, and it's really cool, especially if you're doing tailgate. You don't have to sit here, you can actually set this up and it comes 2 full seats. Let's do that real quick, shall we? Alright, so the seats are all set up, and this is kind of how it goes together. There is a small latch down here, and there's a stabilizer at the back. That doesn't latch into anything, but weight kind of puts it back against the wall there. There's markings at the top for Range Rover. Get that in focus for you. There you go. And overall, it's a pretty cool little setting. You do sit on the tailgate actually, so I misspoke earlier, but you do sit on the tailgate, but it's strong enough to carry you within reason. And there's a foothold at the bottom here. which says Range Rover. Kind of dangles. You can adjust the height depending on how long your foot are or short. You can go up or down. So yeah, pretty cool overall. There's your seated tailgate in the SV Autobiography. Alright, so to put this back together, you kind of, there's a button down here, there's a button down under here, and then the back kind of comes up, and then this middle part is extendable, so you shorten that, put the latch on, and then you wrap it all in the satchel or bag or whatever it's called, and then you kind of just stow it back in. Pretty straightforward.
You just put your luggage up there, getting ready to take a flight. It's a nice little feature here. You don't have to worry about breaking your back on all this big room and leaning back here because you have this track. So there you go. And then if you want to put it back to its regular height, you just press the button here and that puts the Range Rover back to its regular height. And as you can see how high that gets.
Got a little bit of a cold start, but again, it's a very stock exhaust because it's luxury oriented. So the crazy exhaust you get from the SVR, you don't get in this one because it's more for luxury than it is for speed and sport. But it's definitely no slouch, as you can hear. Alright, so here is here's the champagne cooler, wine cooler I should say, if you like something else that's not champagne. These buttons right here, you press one to go up and you press the other to go down. You want to go down first, and then you press the button again to raise it back up. It's cool with a blue light, and it sits there. It has two holes for a shot. Let me show you that very quickly. It's not removable, and wine goes here, shot glasses go there. Pretty straightforward. Alright, so the front of the Range Rover, let's talk about that real quick. Let me show you the design that goes with the front. That has a patterned gloss interior look to it, which I prefer. I think every car uses carbon fiber now, and that's completely overdone now. So this is a welcome change, and that change is also present on the top of the steering wheel there, and at the bottom of the steering wheel there. And it looks very good overall. So back in focus for you. And it has a very good look to it overall. I love that view, that framing right there. I think it's a great frame. It's also, obviously, the pattern follows to the other side. And let's test the sound system. The sound system in this car, it's ridiculous. It's a really good sound system. It's really loud, and it's very surround oriented. So instead of just the overpowering bass or overpowering treble, it's well balanced, but also very loud with good volume to it. So there you have it. That's what the sound system sounds like. Obviously my camera isn't getting the full effect of that, but it's very, very powerful, and it shakes the car. That's how powerful the sound system is. I believe it's a 1200 or 1500 watt. I will put the correct information right down there so you guys can have the right info. And yeah, it's got the screens back here so that you can control certain things, watch TV, or whatever it is that you might want to do when you need to entertain yourself. So there's this cool little feature that this car has. It has your standard peasant blockers. I kid, but if you hold it down for a little bit, it kind of goes down on its own. There you go. Put it up. It actually pulls up the window and so you press it a second time to get the sunshade to go up. And that button there takes the shade for the roof off. And there's your panoramic roof. Here's the audio screen. You can control the system from here. You just touch it to turn it on. You can do media. You can control radio, for example. You can control what station, what band you want to listen to. So go to 93.3. 93. There we go. So you go to the station you want to go to, and again, I turned it off from here, remember, so you just press this button here, turns it on, and you can control the volume from here. You can increase it or reduce it there, increase it, pretty standard stuff. And then you can change, you can go to favorites, you can go home, and it's a very responsive screen too, so it's pretty cool. You can change your seats. You can even look at the navigation and see what's going on with the navigation or where your driver is taking you. The last part of this is the drive, so let's go for a quick drive, and then I'll see you guys in the next video. So we're going for a drive. In order to go and drive, you just a knob, you roll it, and it goes in PRND. Obviously sport is for sport mode. I think you press it down and then rotate for sport mode. It's got massaging seats here, different combinations. It's pretty cool. So it's not just all about the back seat. It's the driver gets a little bit of comfort too, so that he's not so stressed when he's driving you to work. Because a stressed driver is not a good driver. So the driving feel overall, the sitting position takes a lot of getting used to, because there's so much adjustment to it that it takes a while to kind of set your perfect sitting position. Whereas in most of the cars, you kind of just get in and put it somewhere and you're good to go. But here, the seat moves in so many directions that you take a little bit of time to get used to it. Driving, it feels like the SVR, but not as bolted down together. It feels like the SVR, but not as bolted together, not as sport oriented. It's a very luxury feeling car. So there's a delay in everything I'm doing. And when I put the accelerator foot down, there's a little bit of delay before the car actually starts going. Once it starts going, it's very smooth. You don't feel the gear changes at all. Which is a good thing. There's a downshift there and an upshift. Nothing. It's just completely smooth, which is a great thing. The suspension rides nicely, and the brakes are good too. The brakes are normal. It's not too sharp. It's not too dull either. It's just right, so you can drive nice and smooth. Which kind of goes back to my earlier point of this is a luxury car. It's not a speed car. It definitely has the power for it, but everything is built around being smooth and being methodical with what you do. And that's amazing. I like the trends in this car because it's very smooth in how it engages your gear and disengages the gear too. But overall, those are my driving impressions. Again, this is not a driver's car, but it's fun to drive because you're getting a massage, and we have a little situation here, but you get a little massage while you're driving. The seat's going nice. The leather is very soft and supple, and everything is nice and smooth. So it's a good car to drive. But I tell you now, I would definitely prefer to be in the back seat, because the back seat has all the comfort and luxury in it. Guys, if you like this kind of video, leave a like, subscribe, and share the video on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want, so that you can get more of these going. And catch you guys in the next one. Bye.